This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. An independent senator is suggesting the government revisit compensation for the estate of victims killed due to reckless driving. This considering what's now on the books, and that's that in such circumstances, the individual pay a fine with no consideration to the bereaved family's funeral expenses. As Senator Raynard Henfield today suggested, there should instead be minimum prison sentences for those charged with killing in the course of dangerous driving.
What is excessive to me is the number of hit and runs in the Bahamas. For the life of me, I don't know what kind of human can knock somebody down with a vehicle and leave them to die on the side of the road. What is excessive to me, Madam Vice President, is the number of traffic accidents that are the result of distracted drivers on mobile devices. What is excessive to me is the number of persons operating vehicles under the influence of alcohol and or marijuana. What is excessive to me, Madam Vice President, is the number of persons that fail to produce a valid driver's license to the police in the current 24 hours, or the persons operating vehicles without insurance. Not to mention, what is excessive is the number of persons killed tragically on our streets.
The senator was at the time contributing to debate on the Road Traffic Amendment Bill, proposed law aimed at addressing the growing concern of traffic fatalities in the country. Based on Senator Henfield's calculations, 50 families per year are affected by such incidents. It's proposed that an individual be fined $200 for failing to provide a certificate of insurance or 3 months imprisonment, $500 for using electronic devices while driving, and $40 for failing to produce a driver's license. Now, while the opposition has argued that such penalties are ill-conceived and excessive, here's Senator Henfield's reasoning.
So here we are today passing yet another law which will be hard to enforce unless we put dozens of boots on motorcycles and begin daily roadblocks to show the seriousness of this administration. You see, Madam Vice President, just because there is a law does not mean that Bahamians would automatically comply. There is a law against illegal immigrants, but there are thousands in the country being employed by Bahamians. There's a law for being in possession of an unlicensed firearm, but yet they have flooded our streets and being used to murder over 100 of our people every year for the last decade. The change will come from enforcement of these laws, Madam Vice President.
Now, as for traffic tickets, Mr. Henfield says less than 1/3 of them issued at any given month are paid, leaving the real problem to enforcement.
Are we as a civilized people of the view that when someone kills another person by knocking them with a car, that a fine of $10,000 is enough to replace that person's life? Certainly not, I say. To my mind, Madam Vice President, we must also address this issue of vehicles that are being recalled by manufacturers in the U.S. and Europe, but yet are still being driven on the streets of our country. The mere fact that the vehicle is being recalled in other jurisdictions is a clear sign or indication to us that that vehicle ought not be on the road. We are putting our people at risk and allowing it to continue, and I believe we ought to address that issue.
The bill also requires drivers to pay all outstanding traffic offense-related fines before being granted a driver's license. It also allows motorists to make a left turn on a red light. Amendments to the road traffic law come as officers from here in the capital assist with investigations into a two-car collision over in San Salvador that left one dead and others wounded. Police said the incident took place afternoon Sunday when a 2011 champagne-colored Hyundai Jeep and a black 2010 Nissan Note collided in the area of Queens Highway near the Sandy Point community. The drivers and passengers of both vehicles were injured. They were taken to the community clinic where a female died. Again, the matter's under active investigations, as the case with yesterday's homicide off Ruperdine Lane. Police so far revealing that the victim was approached by a gunman who opened fire on him before speeding off in a burgundy getaway car. Relatives rushed the wounded man to hospital where he died. Police are appealing to the public for any information that can assist with this investigation. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.